Today's episode kicks off with Vash awakening and giving us an internal monologue background about pursuing peace and love and daily meditation. Zen and the Art of the Omelet. After breakfast, he plays with the neighborhood kids, which mostly consists of them dogpiling and kicking his ass, though this appears to be an attempt to get hot women to go out with him. To be fair to Vash, this seems to be the plan of the kids to get him laid, but in the larger context, that really doesn't make it sound any better. Meryl comes by to give him the business.
Mr. Vash, just how long do you think you can perpetuate this self-indulgent lifestyle of doing nothing but playing with children and eating and sleeping without doing any work whatsoever?
Why break with a winning formula? We'd previously seen a loner kid named Neil, and now we see him looking sad when he sees another boy out with his loving father. But Vash arrives, hoping that he might be able to get some grub at the place that Neil's mom runs.
You're not getting any handouts.
I know that.
And my mom's off limits.
They call him the cock-block kid. Well, Vash learns why, as Mama is smoking hot. But she's not alone. Wolfwood is here. Vash is rather surprised and a little suspicious that the preacher is there cooking.
Did something bad happen?
Thank heaven you asked. It's a long story, although it's kind of a short one.
You two are brothers?
Yeah, it's a long story.
My dad boned his mom.
Okay, it's a short story.
He explains that he stumbled in here and saw hooligans trying to get money out of her to pay her husband's debt.
So after that, I decided to use a little of his gospel to talk them out of it.
Blessed are the peacemakers. Vash agrees that this woman needs help, which delights Wolfwood, who has the perfect answer. A quick draw contest that Vash can enter, win, and then use the money to pay off those debts so the crooks leave Neil and his mom alone. Meryl is upset, convinced that this fiasco is going to descend into a bunch of armed men in the contest, realizing they could just claim the bounty on Vash by turning against him. But Vash thinks everything will be fine, though he usually does right up until the point he's being shot at. Wolfwood pays Vash a visit the night before with some booze that Neil's mom gave in gratitude, and over drinks it's clear the orphans Wolfwood worries about are real. And Millie and Meryl stop by so that Meryl could apologize for presuming that this was all Vash's harebrained scheme and not Wolfwood's way of helping someone in need. Speaking of need, Millie needs booze.
Oh, I feel so hot. Wow, hey, don't do that here. Millie,
go, big girl.
Get your clothes back on right now.
I say more booze will solve this problem. Soon people start to arrive for the competition. Is there anything about this guy that doesn't scream, "I'm a dipshit"? Well, Vash shows up, only seems that the strategy to make Vash a winner was to make him drink until he was sick, so he shows up half dead. Vash is so hungover, in fact, that he can't even follow his own plan, which is to hold back a little so he doesn't draw too much attention. Oh, but things are worse. Seems he had the idea that if one gunman competing was good, two is better. It doubles their chances of winning the prize. So he signed up Wolfwood. He does well, too, but someone is not impressed.
Then I'm afraid this is the end of your spree. This time you ain't shooting no liquor bottles. This time it's live one-on-one combat.
That is one ominous ventriloquist. Yep, the next part is seeing how well you do shooting at each other, and Vash and this guy are soon up. But it's a trick. If you pay attention, you'll see that his head looks like it's on backwards. It's actually just a mask to cover the fact that he's facing towards his opponent already in order to get the drop on them. But Vash has been shot at by the best of them and is able to react just fine, wounding the guy to end the round. I'm not sure who's the worst cheater, him or... I mean, it just seems like in any contest requiring shooting skill, you shouldn't be allowed to bring in full auto and win just with the sheer volume of lead. Wolfwood does just fine, though, and he and Vash clear through all the competitors, ensuring no one is actually killed in the process. When it's down to just the two of them, Wolfwood goes to withdraw and allow Vash to win by default, but Neil and his mom have been taken hostage by the guy running this thing. So the new offer is win, and not only will the boy and his mom be unharmed, but the two of them will split the $60 billion double dollar reward 50-50. So Wolfwood heads out, points Vash to the window to explain what's going on.
It's for the good of that family. Just resign yourself and die.
Don't worry, it's all for show. They pretend to shoot each other and fall down in a red puddle, and when men are sent in to deal with them, the pair spring into action to take them down and rescue Neil and his mom. Seems they were just using tomato sauce. To help, Millie sends Wolfwood.
Step aside! I'm gonna give it a push!
It also deals with any vampires that might be in the area. Well, the idea is that the same way Antonio Banderas carries a guitar case loaded with guns, Wolfwood carries a cross loaded with guns. He goes full Lara Croft on them, firing away with 2 guns, throwing them away, grabbing 2 more. And I really love that, especially given last time about how he felt the need when he had no gun at all to nevertheless use one hand to steady the other hand, and here it's all just free for all. Anyway, enough rounds are fired that eventually the problem goes away.
Mister, may the Lord have mercy on your soul. Or do you intend to pay me the prize money after all?
Mission creep from giving last rites to threatening to give last rites. So they solve the problem, and it seems Neil's dad has returned from getting that pack of cigarettes, so neither of these two have a chance with Mom now. Instead, it's a whole lot of getting their asses kicked by these kids. Where does it go from here? We'll find out in our next look at Trigun.
All hail the Overlord! All hail the Overlord!
That's just awful.
Yes, just awful.
Awful?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Yes, definitely.